Hi, welcome back to an episode of the Guns Book Report. Yeah. And today, guys, this is extremely special episode because today, guys, one episode number 300. Damn, 356. It's 1 year, full 1 year of podcasting. 1 year, guys, of podcasting, full 1 year of podcasting. 356 episode. It's one episode per day. Yeah, I just noticed that. Yeah, shout out. So guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not familiar with the channel, welcome back. My name is Zach, I'm the host. And on this podcast, guys, we're working together on English speaking level, reading level, and on communication skill to stand in front of the camera and to stand in front of the camera and to communicate well from the camera. I'm doing some because truly believe that English is the number one tool that teach one was that English is the number one tool that anyone is about to is the number one tool that each one of us must acquire in order to be successful in life. And the second tool that is going to personality, it's not how to communicate well from the camera. If you take those two skills and you can combine them together, you can create content to the internet, and you can influence billions of people all around the world. So it's time to work on all those stuff. And I think that by showing you guys my own journey, my ups and downs, my failure, my success, the obstacles that I was facing from podcasting 5 extremely exciting episodes per week. I overcome them and the lessons that I learned during the process. I've inspired the people like you, the ladies and gentlemen that are watching this podcast like you to also do the same, to also share messages. Inspire the world, make a difference in Korean and work on English, guys, because you are made, you are unique, and you have a unique story to tell. So you're made, guys. And today, guys, see, we got this nice princess behind me. She said, "Hey, I come to the podcast. I thought, whatever I need to do, I want to be in the podcast." And she thought, and she had to go through a lot of obstacles, like me when I'm posting this podcast. But you know, guys, she's finally here. And if you want to check her out, you know, we can find her on 3, 2, 1. Kabam! Damn, you can find her on Good Fun. This is going to background upload to Good Fun Bananas and Vanilka. On 27th of September 2017, and then it's done already 1,983 times, guys. And of course, we like it. 11 likes, because we want to show appreciation to our artists who made this kind of account for Vanilka for sharing it fast. And guys, if you want to down the pictures, you just need to choose a resolution from here. Press download. Right click on the picture, go to Shmirat Nad B'Shem in Hebrew, or say pictures in English, and type down in the comment below. I brought it in all language, and nobody to guess from where around the world. It's going to be a really nice game. Press on it, Shmirat Nad B'Shem, say pictures. Choose the one to save it on the computer, and press save, and Kabel just like that you will get this grab account on the computer. So thank you very much for the artists who made this grab account, and thank you very much for Vanilka for sharing this grab account with us. And today, guys, we are continue our journey with influence of psychology of persuasion in a great book. And I tell you guys, right now I learned the psychology, human psychology, in social psychology, in community psychology חברתית in the university. And I see that a lot of the stuff that I learned in the course, it's the same thing as the book. It says talk about the same experiment and everything, so it's good for me. So I will become prepared to the test. And guys, if any of you have any suggestions for me, and guys, if you want to download it, if you want to check out this grand account, or if you want to download the book to check out the book on Robert B. Kennedy social media account, you got the link in the description below. So make sure to check them out, like them, and enjoy for them. So make sure, guys, to check all them out, or the link in the description below, like them, enjoy for them, and learn for them. And guys, if any one of you have any suggestion for me, compose for the podcast, or if any one of you want to come to the podcast, be a guest on the podcast, show me the word, inspire the word, make a difference because you were here. That's you were here. You didn't turn the comment below so we can arrange it. But time with me in English, because you know I'm a really nice guy in English. Please enter the comment below so we can arrange it. And of course, guys, you're most welcome. If you need something with the channel, maybe something suggested or some from some already that you learned, or you have maybe some nice things that you learned for the book. Or maybe you know you want to have lesson for some already around the world. You are most welcome, guys, to share all wisdom before the community in the description in the comment section below. So all of the community can enrich your life and in conversation to you. So thank you in advance. And one last thing, guys, before we jump to the book. If you enjoyed the process, if you like the video, if you don't subscribe to the channel, please consider not to share or support by liking the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and push the notification bell so you will be notified on each of the extremely exciting episodes are coming to YouTube. And now it's going to be 5 extremely exciting episodes per week. Today it's a special episode 356, guys. Yeah, we made it, baby. We made it. Yeah. Connor wife. Connor made us rich, guys. And you know, it's a red. Let us know everything. So I'll give you guys if you can do it. And today, guys, is Sunday. Yeah, it's 15. Yeah. It's 15 of May 2022. Which is in time now. It's 1936. And the total subscribers with the channel. We got 2 subscribers. Shout out to you, the two subscribers of the channel. You're a great guy. Thank you very much. And total views of the channel is 373. 373. The current episodes that are going to be released today, it's episode number 356, and we are living on the edge, guys. We are living on the edge. You need to make the safety net back again. And guys, today you see me with this coat because it was summer hot on Saturday. And today it was kind of hot. So I went to run, and now it's cold. So I think that I'm get cold. I don't want to get sick. I don't know. Crazy weather. I don't know. But it's long. It's cold. It's better for me because on this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On this Friday, guys, we got the marathon, 5-kilometer marathon. Sort out. Your boy is going to be represent yourself and all the community in the marathon, the first real marathon, a real city marathon, the first that ever created. And it's going to be your boy, the one and only your boy AK, is going to run 5 extremely kilometer, extremely nice 5 kilometers marathon, 5-kilometer marathon. It's going to be savage. It's going to be, I'm going to make all of you proud, and I'm going to get, so they told us that you get a participate, that everyone that is participating in the race is going to get a medal. They're going to get a medal. It's going to be the lucky medal for the channel. And another thing that is happy, as I told you, that I was supposed to I tried to make a big event, a big gig in the university, and they said I cannot do it. So now my manager called me. She sent me a WhatsApp message, and she asked me if I can be a DJ on a excuse me. On Fridays they made a farmer market in the university, and she wanted me to be a DJ. And she told me the manager of the market is going to be in contact with you about the playlist that we want you to put. Guys, this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the greatest DJ in the world. Your boy DJ AK. Yeah, guys, now we've gotten Michael Jackson for real now. Let's jump right into the book. So, guys, Influence, Psychology of Persuasion by Robert B. Cialdini, page 136 or 176 to 140. Read what the myth, the legend, the myth, the legend. The man, Mr. John, please. Mr. John, please. Mr. John, please. So, boy, AK, yeah. So let's go. I saved you. And I am the ocean by Innocent united and repeat of 1 hour. You got a link in the song that I'm reading. In the description, you also make sure to like them. And it's a great song. So I think it's the exam period. I'm going to listen to it and learn. Repeat. It's giving me the mood. And today, guys, we start a new chapter 5. Liking the friendly thief. The main work of a trial attorney is to make a jury like his client. Clearness the rule. Few people would be surprised to learn that at a essay rule, we must prefer to say yes to the request of someone we know and like. What might be startling to note, however, is that this simple rule is used in hundreds of ways by total strangers to get us to comply with their requests. The clearest illustration I know the professional exploitation of the lacking rule is the two-per party, which I consider the quintessential American compliance setting. Anybody familiar with the working of a two-per party will recognize the use of the various weapons of influence we have examined so far. Reciprocity to start. Games are played and prizes won by the party goers. Anyone who doesn't win a prize get to reach into a grab bag for yours so that everyone has received a gift before the buying begins. Commitment. Each participant is urged to describe publicly the uses and benefits she has found in the two-per where she already owns. A social proof. Once the buying begins, each purchase builds the idea that other similar people want the product. Therefore, it must be good. All the major weapons of influence are present to help finish the long. But the real power of the two-per party comes from a particular arrangement that trades on the lacking rule. Despite the entertaining and persuasive salesmanship of the two-per demonstrator, the true request to purchase the product does not come from this stranger. It comes from a friend to every woman in the room. Oh, the two-per representative might physically ask for each party goer's order. All right, but the more psychologically compelling a question is a housewife sitting off to the side, smiling, chatting, and serving refreshments. She is the party hostess, who has called their friends together for the demonstration in a room and who everyone knows makes a profit from each piece sold at her party. Simple. By providing the authors with a percentage of the take, the two-per room parties corporation arranges for its customers to buy from and for a friend rather than an unknown salesperson. In this way, the attraction, the warmth, the security, and the obligation of friendship are brought to bear on the sales setting. Consumer researchers, Frenzer and Davis, who had examined the social ties between the hostels and the party goers in non-party sales settings, have affirmed the power of the company's approach. The strength of the social bond is twice as likely to determine a product purchase as his preference for the product itself. Again, the strength of the social bond is twice as likely to determine a product purchase as his preference for the product itself. The results have been remarkable. It was recently estimated that Tupperware sales exceed $2.5 million a day. Damn, $2.5 million a day. Damn. What is interesting is that the customers appear to be fully aware of the liking and friendship pressures embodied in the Tupperware party. Some don't seem to mind, others do, but don't seem to know how to avoid them. One woman I spoke with described their reactions with more than a bit of frustration in her voice. It's gotten to the point now where I hate to be invited to Tupperware parties. I've got all the containers I need, and if I wanted any more, I could buy another brand cheaper in the store. But when a friend calls up, I feel like I have to go. And then I get there, I feel like I have to buy something. What can I do? It's for one of my friends. With so irresistible an ally as a friendship principle operating, it is little wonder that the company has bundled retail sales outlets and has pushed the home party concept until a two-over party now starts somewhere every 2.7 seconds. Damn. But of course, all sorts of other compliance professionals recognize the pressure to say yes to someone we know and like. Take, for instance, the growing number of charity organizations and recruit volunteers to canvas for donations close to their own homes. They understand perfectly how much more difficulties. They understand perfectly how much more difficult it is for us to turn down a charity request when it comes from a friend or a neighbor. Other compliance professionals have found that the friend doesn't even have to be present to be effective. Often, just the mention of the friend's name is enough. The Shakli Corporation, which specialized in door-to-door sales of various home related products, advises its salespeople to use the endless chain method for finding new customers. Once a customer admits to liking a product, he or she can be pressed for the names of friends who would also appreciate learning about it. The individuals on that list can then be approached for sales and a list of their friends who can serve as sources for still other potential customers, and so on in an endless chain. The key to the success of this method is that each new prospect is visited by a salesperson armed with the name of a friend who suggested I call on you. Turning the salesperson away under those circumstances is difficult. It's almost like rejecting the friend. The Shakli sales manual insists that employees use this system without fail. It would be impossible to overestimate its value. Phoning, PHONING, or calling on a prospect and being able to say that Mr. So and so, a friend of his, felt he would benefit by giving you a few moments of his time is virtually as good as a sale 50% made before you enter. The widespread use by compliance practitioners of the liking bond between friends tells us much about the power of the liking rule to produce assent. In fact, we find that such professionals seek to benefit from the rule even when already formed friendships are not present for them to employ. Under those circumstances, the professional's compliance strategy is quite direct. The first get us to like them. The first get us to like them. There is a man in Detroit, Joe Girard, who specialized in using the liking rule to sell Chevrolets. Chevy. He became wealthy in the process, making more than $200,000 a year. A lot of money. With such a salary, we might guess that he was a high-level GM executive, General Motor executives, or perhaps the owner of a Chevrolet dealership. But no, he made his money as a salesman on a showroom floor. At what he did, he was phenomenal. For 12 years straight, he won the title as the number one car salesman. He won the title as the number one car salesman. He averaged more than 5 cars and trucks sold every day. Damn. Every day he worked. And he has been called the world's greatest car salesman. Was the world's greatest car salesman by the Guinness Book of World Records. For all his success, the formula employed was surprisingly simple. It consisted of offering people just two things: a fair price and somebody they liked to buy from. And that is it, claimed in an interview. Finding the salesman they like, plus the price, put them both together, and you get a deal. Fine. The Joe Girard formula tells us how vital the liking rule is to his business. But it doesn't tell us nearly enough. For one thing, it doesn't tell us why customers like him more than some other salesperson who offered a fair price. There is a crucial and fascinating general question that Joe's formula leaves unanswered. What are the factors that cause one person to like another person? If we knew that answer, it would be a long way toward understanding how people such as Joe can so successfully arrange to have us like them, and conversely, how we might successfully arrange to have others like us. Fortunately, social scientists have been asking the question for decades. Their accumulated evidence has allowed them to identify a number of factors that relatively cause liking, and as we will see, each is cleverly used by compliance professionals to urge us along the road to yes. Physical attractiveness. Although it is generally acknowledged that good-looking people have an advantage in social interaction, recent findings indicate that we might have surely underestimated the size and reach of that advantage. There seems to be a click-wear response to attractive people. Like all click-wear reactions, it happens automatically, without further thought. Forethought. The response itself falls into a category that social scientists call halo effects. A halo effect occurs when one positive characteristic of a person dominates the way that person is viewed by others. And the evidence is now clear that physical attractiveness is often such a characteristic. Research has shown that we automatically assign to good-looking individuals such favorable traits as talent, kindness, honesty, and intelligence. Furthermore, we make those judgments without being aware that physical attractiveness plays a role in the process. Certain of the consequences of this unconscious assumption that good looking equals good scare me. For example, a study of the Canadian federal elections found that attractive candidates received more than 2.5 times as many votes as unattractive candidates. Despite such evidence of favoritism toward than some politicians. Follow-up research demonstrated that voters do not realize their bias. In fact, 73% of Canadian voters surveyed denied in the strongest possible terms that their votes had been influenced by physical appearance. Only 14% even allowed for the possibility of such influence. A similar effect has been found in hiring situations. In one study, good grooming of applicants in a stimulate employment interview accounted for more favorable hiring decisions than the job qualifications. This, even though the interviewers claimed that appearance played a small role in the choices. Equally, uncertain research indicates that judicial process is similarly susceptible to the influence of body dimensions and bone structure. Good-looking people are likely to receive highly favorable treatment in the legal system. Damn. For example, in a Pennsylvania study, researchers rated the physical attractiveness of 74 separate male defendants at the start of the criminal trials. When, much later, the researchers checked court records for the results of those cases. They found that the handsome men had received significantly lighter sentences. In fact, the attractive defendants were twice as likely to avoid jail as the unattractive ones. In another study, this is one of the damages awarded in staged negligence trial. And defendant who was better looking than his victim was assessed an average amount of $5,623. But when the victim was more attractive of the two, the average compensation was $10,051. Damn. What is more, both male and female jurors exhibited the attractiveness-based favoritism. Other experiments have demonstrated that attractive people are more likely to obtain help when in need and are more persuasive in changing the opinions of an audience. Here, too, both sexes respond in the same way. In the helping study, for instance, the better-looking man and the woman received the aid more often, even from members of the even from members of their even from members of their own sex. A major exception. A major exception to this rule might be expected to occur, of course, if the attractive person is viewed as a direct competitor, especially a romantic rival. Short of this qualification, though, it is apparent that good-looking people enjoy an enormous social advantage in our culture. They are better liked, more persuasive, more frequently helped, and seen as possessing better personality traits and intellectual capacities, and intellectual capacities. And it appears that the social benefits of good looks begin to accumulate quite early. Research on elementary school children shows that adults view aggressive acts as less naughty when performed by an attractive child, and the teachers presume good-looking children to be more intelligent than their less attractive classmates. Damn, it's sad. It is hardly any wonder, then, the halo of physical attractiveness is regularly exploited by professionals. Because we like attractive people, and because we tend to comply with those we like. It makes sense that sales training programs include grooming guides, that fashionable closers select their floor staff from among the good-looking candidates, and that con men are handsome and con women pretty. Title: Similarity. But what if physical appearance is not much at issue? After all, most people possess average looks. Are there other factors that can be used to produce liking? As both researchers and compliance professionals know, there are several, and one of the most influential is similarity. We like people who are similar to us. This fact seems to hold true whether the similarity is in the area of opinions, personality traits, background, or lifestyle. Consequently, those who wish to be liked in order to increase their compliance can accomplish that purpose by appearing similar to us in any of a wide variety of ways. Guys, what? This is the end of the episode. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. I'm really the fact that you choose to invest the time for me. I can't wait to see you guys on tomorrow episode, the next episode of the Guns Book Club in the World Zaki Book Club. Until then, take yourself, have a great time, and bye-bye. Thank you guys. So now it's Sunday 15 on May 2022, and time now is 20:04. And now we're going to comedy show. And I'm tired because I went to bed really late, 4 something a.m. and I wake up at 9. And yeah, it is what it is. And I try to work on my sleeping habit. יאללה, יום ראשון, 15/2022, שעה עכשיו 8:04, פסח שני. הלכתי להופעה נצחק, נעבור לכאן, הולך לישון מהר מוקדם, ואז נוכל להתראות.